What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 265 of Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone, brought to you by Solozo. And today we got a great guest. We're really excited. The theme of this is scaling an internet business, but we have a lot more to talk about besides that. And joining us is Peter Tzemis. Peter, what's up?
Good, man. Good. I'm just enjoying actually cold Scottsdale right now. It's only like 60 degrees here. I'm quite upset about it.
Oh, yeah.
Bragger.
We're not in Kansas City here. It's a little colder. Let's see. Oh, it's
30.
Is it? It's 32. It's been like 10.
Yeah.
So we are, it's a heat wave coming through here.
Yeah. Well, I'm originally from Canada, so I'm pretty used to being like in the negatives. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. What part of Canada?
Toronto.
Yeah. I'd say you're used to the cold then.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah.
Well, man, thanks for joining us. We're looking through. You provided us a lot of links to a lot of the companies that you run, and I feel like we could talk for hours on all of this because you're doing so many unique things, and we're excited to dive into all of it. But why don't I just turn it over to you for a little bit and give everyone listening a little bit of background of your story? We'd really like to dig into that. So I'll let you start.
Internet marketing, I guess, has been my only job since I was 19 or 18. I was a busboy before that, but I never had a real job, I would say. I started in university. I wanted to write a book. That was my big thing. I wanted to write a book, and I wanted to make $1,000 online. And I was doing biology at school. And so I went to a mastermind in Vegas, learned a bunch of stuff about information product marketing, put out my first book, Feast Your Way Fit, made a total of one sale for $8 on January 2nd, 2016 or 15, one of those years. And then didn't make a sale for the rest of the year. So it was a good year. Yeah, it was a good first year.
But you persevered, it sounds
persevered. Like. I got to write a book when I was like 18. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But then I realized that it's about it's a best-selling book, not a best-written book. And I learned that. And then I kind of went deep into the marketing. I understood that I need to master the marketing to get my message out there. So that's what I did for the next year. Learned copy, learned from some pretty high-end guys, paid to be in the right rooms, paid to have the right mentors. Thankfully, my rent was like $200 a month. I was living with 6 guys at college. So I had a lot of capital back then to play with. So, and then I ended up launching a book called Anabolic Stretching, which I launched on the last week of my finals in university. And I started doing 100 sales a day, pretty much like right out of the gate. Crazy. It's nuts. Got the marketing right, got the messaging right, got the title right. The book was awesome. Had a foreword by Christian Thibodeau, which was really cool as well. So we got some good credibility there. And then that built into a brand itself, which we ended up selling a couple years later when I was 22. And then since then, been dabbling across, a lot of different industries, just building internet companies and selling them and working with some celebrities. And so I've had a good time so far.
Why book? Why get in a book at the very beginning? Most people are like, I want to start a business, like a product or something. Like, what made you go after a book?
I just loved writing. Even when I was a kid, I used to write short stories for fun. I was pretty nerdy. So, it was like me and my pet squirrel Nick who would just like go on these adventures. It was just I wanted to be a best-selling author. I had no idea why. That was like my dream. I wanted to be an astronaut too, but like that wasn't happening. So, yeah.
Not yet, right?
Yeah. But the book is cool. So my little context, my wife is an artist illustrator, so she's self-published a few children's books. And so it brings up a question I have: is that book, did you publish that? Was it self-published? Was it through KDP on Amazon?
Self-published. Yeah, no, all off Amazon, self-published back then. I'm also a capitalist. I understood that if I sold ebooks, if I sell a book for $9, I get to keep $8.50 of it. Right. And to build a business, customer acquisition plus profits is what you need in the beginning. Eventually you can get into more of the branding side, and we can talk about that later. But my opinion of building a business is like customer acquisition day zero as much as possible until you get the brand to maybe like 7 figures. And then after that, you build out like the branded elements of the brand. We can go to the dog brand now, which is we've had 7 figures in 6 months and we don't have an Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, it's ridiculous. So, and I'm a big fan of that because we don't it's not needed. It's like fluff business. It makes you feel good, but it doesn't really move the needle in terms of what matters in the business because you need capital, whether you raise it or whether you generate it through sales to grow a brand. You need customers to spread the word of mouth and all this stuff. So unless you got deep pockets, when you're starting out. Yeah, big fan of customer acquisition on day zero, marketing.
So I want to talk about the dog pet brand that you launched, but I want to go back to the successful book that you ended up publishing. So what you did your first one that obviously probably got your feet wet into the production of a book. You had to write it, and that's it's got to be good and everything else. Did you say it was anabolic stretching? Is that what you said?
Anabolic stretching, yeah. Anabolic stretching. Yeah. So
interesting.
The title encompasses like the idea. And the fact that you said interesting is kind of the whole point of it. It's like, oh, it's interesting. Let me read more about it. Let me learn more about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you wrote this, and then what was your go-to-market strategy? I mean, what did you do different? Was it did you publish it through a website or was it through Amazon? I mean, how did that, and then how did you market?
I just like hosted it on my own blog. And my process of business at the time was, let me see how I can not make money, but just generate customers. And so if I was selling this book, so how do I get rid of all my profits? And well, I do that by paying a ton of affiliates 100% commission, because I know that like in the long run, I can monetize customers more than the $15 up front if I get enough of them. And so that was the strategy. And plus, like my rent was $300. Like I could afford to not make that much money back then. Right. But it was about building like the customer acquisition again, because that's the biggest thing. If you can get customers for break even on day zero, then like I would scale that business to the moon, because you know that you can monetize a certain percentage of those customers on the back end throughout the lifetime value is it goes insane, at least in my opinion. So yeah.
You talked about affiliate. That was if you give them 100% commissions up front. Like, what's that process like? Because on Amazon, we're trying to get traffic on Amazon and get that organic up. What are you doing there? Like, what's that setup look like
for affiliates? So we'd set them up with like individual hop links, and they would promote it, whether it's like via their social media or their email lists, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And then that affiliate link would track the sales. They make 10 sales, $90 can be, let's just $10 a book. That's 100 sales, $100 minus like processing fees, 5%. Everything else will go to the affiliate. I would get the customers. And then I'm free to do whatever I want with the customers, remarket them, talk to them, call them, whatever. Yeah.
And so the trick there is reaching out to those affiliates and building a network of affiliates and giving them the right assets and the right way to promote your product. So you must have built out a pretty good process for that.
I did. Yeah. I started going to just a bunch of live events in Toronto at the time. Met some good affiliates in the space, met some guys that were just coming up, and they were just about maybe let's call it a couple months ahead of me. And so they had a small email list. They were open to testing out a new guy. And then the thing eventually was like, all right, we got data. So they send an email, they make $1,000 on an email from my product. They tell their friends that, hey, if you send this email, you're gonna make $1,000. This product is great. Written by Thibodeau, or Peter. He's awesome. He has a bio degree. And so then it was just kind of wildfire, because everyone was making money. Everyone had a good product, and they knew I was like not a scam artist and wasn't going to fuck them over. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Good products. I talk about, my business partner invented this philosophy, which is people over profits and profits over revenue. And when you serve the people right, when you have good products, and the people in this case for me was the affiliates. When I took care of the affiliates properly, it drove a lot of profits and revenue. So.
And so now you have this list of people that have purchased your product. You can remarket them. And so a two-part question here. Did you ever change that affiliate agreement to where now you were starting to profit off of the book as it grew? Or I guess you started making more organic, let's say, sales of your book that you profit off of? And then, so that's part one. But then the rest of it is, what did you remarket to these people? Mm-hmm. Was there a membership to a stretching class? What was it?
Yeah. So we, to answer your first question, I did not change. I kept it 100% because I wanted the traffic. I wanted the customers. And I would remarket basically new products that I would create. So if I had a stretching program, which is a post-workout program, I would create a warm-up program called anabolic priming at the time. 5-minute warm-up program helps you get your muscles ready. Then I'd create a full workout program that goes along with anabolic stretching. Then we had a membership community with a workout of the week called the Anabolic Academy. So the workout of the week, nutrition of the week, supplement of the week, stuff like that. Then I get a giant PDF, videos, the whole 9 yards. So just creating more products to give to these customers, because we know that they bought from me already. They're probably going to buy again. especially if the first product was great. And so and I had access to their emails now. So just, hey man, new product. And let's say only 10% of the audience bought, so they don't want that product. Well, I have 15 other products that I created over the next year that, you just hit them once a month with different products, and eventually everybody buys. And then eventually I got into some more like higher ticket stuff, like one-on-one, and we charge a couple $1,000 for a few months of coaching. The book landed me on some podcasts. So there's a whole ecosystem being built around just getting people into your world. People do that through content strategy, which is fine. But I'm a big fan of getting people into your world that have already paid for something. When they give you money, they're a different type of person versus when they just see your shit for free.
When you use a affiliate, sorry, Dustin, when you use that affiliate, what kind of tool, is there like a software you use to like manage all that and get all the links?
Yeah. So back then I was using a platform called ClickBank. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So ClickBank was the platform back then. Now with all my affiliates and what we do now is all custom, everything dev team. But back then it was ClickBank. Yeah.
I mean, and ClickBank is nice because they're going to bring you affiliates that you're not actively promoting to anybody.
Exactly. Yeah. And then your product, your book, in my case, my book would get ranked on these things and it's doing well. So other affiliates that I didn't know would see that and be like, oh, like I want to promote it. What are the stats? I'd send them the stats. They'd be stoked. And then the other thing I did, which was cool, was that I would guarantee the affiliates that they would like make a certain amount of money. So because I knew my book would convert at 5% or whatever on their email list. And let's say they're used to making $2,000. I'd be like, all right, if you don't make $2,000 on this email, I'll cover the difference with PayPal. And then everyone was basically on board after that. And I had to do that a few times, to be honest. But I was just like, I have to make more products to make more revenue to cover these affiliates, but then I get more people into the world. So there's like a whole strategy.
Yeah, I did a lot of way back before your book was out, but I did a lot of ClickBank affiliate marketing on the affiliate side.
Yeah.
And if I'd have seen that, that's an attractive offer. It's like, okay, he's going to get.
I spent like 6 weeks looking through ClickBank. I was like, what is this world? Like you don't have a product. You just promote other people's products, but you have to be really good at marketing to even get any type of return on it. It's like, this is insane out here. You could promote all kinds of like prolong your life supplements.
There's some crazy shit on there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
One thing that I think is really hyper relevant to people listening that are selling on Amazon right now is the fact that you talked about just breaking even or even losing money on your product initially to gain market share, to gain customers. There's a lot of hesitancy on from especially new physical product sellers on Amazon. They're like, why am I not making profit on my product right now? They want to make profit on every unit right off the bat, and then that just really stifles their growth because they don't allocate that time and energy and money to promoting. So I think
there's
that's
different forms of capital. You know what I mean? Like, there's different forms of capital. And like in terms of Amazon, like for me, the capital that we're building right now with Pup Labs is like the review capital. We want a lot of reviews. I don't give a shit if we're losing a little bit of money or just breaking even, because I want those reviews. I know that capital goes a long way, like over the span of the next 5 years, we build that brand. I mean, every review fucking matters. So there's different ways to look at like capital. There's like social capital. For example, like having a book puts me in a different category than pretty much 99% of people on the planet. It gives me this like massive authority, which allows me to like speak, charge higher prices when I do coaching, get into different rooms. It's like the best fucking business card on the planet. And it cost me like $4 to print a book. So, yeah,
I love it.
And now with AI, you have to write the book. Just give it a topic.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the writing is not there yet. Give it 18 months. But yes, I agree.
Yeah. That's going to open up a whole new interesting world. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So Pup Labs, let's talk about it. So I'm assuming that's a physical product business.
Yeah. So dog treats, dog supplements, kind of helping dogs get healthier with the treats. That's the biggest thing. So we have like a joint formula, which helps them improve their joints, a bad breath formula. It's like a treat you give them and helps get rid of their bad breath. We have a new spray product actually launching today, which helps like restore their coat, get rid of itchy spots, hot spots, stuff like that. We've got health products. So yeah, it's kind of that whole thing.
So walk us through your, when you launch a new product or when you launched your initial product, where did you launch it? Was this, marketing through social media? Was it an Amazon only product? Was it on a Shopify? How did you launch it and what are you continuing to do?
Yeah. So it's actually was on Facebook. originally. Wasn't on Amazon. Yep. Started on Facebook, drive a lot of Facebook traffic to the landing page, get customer sales, and then drive those customers back to Amazon, back to Shopify. And then what we started learning is that eventually when we got into Amazon was that, let's say about 10% of people would watch our marketing on Facebook ads, and then they wouldn't buy on our landing page, but they'd go to Amazon and buy our shit after. And we can't actually track that, but we've been doing the numbers over the past months, and it's about 10% of people are doing that. And so there's this overflow effect from all these marketing. So the more we ramp up on our marketing spend on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, the higher Amazon sales are going without advertising. And so we know it's working. And so there's a whole like kind of blended CPA model, as we're calling it.
Absolutely.
Are you driving them? Have you thought about driving them directly to Amazon, or just still driving them to a landing page and then let them find your product on Amazon organically?
So the reason we drive them to like our landing page or our video sales letter page is because we know that we can make a shit ton of profit on day zero, which allows us to scale harder, which then allows more overflow people to go onto Amazon.
Okay.
And you're capturing their information.
Exactly. Amazon doesn't let you capture the information. So that's why I'm not a big fan of Amazon. Like it's fine because it's such a powerful social spot, social equity, social capital, right? If a brand's on Amazon, they must be legit. It's like this weird like thinking that people have. And it's also a great opportunity for a lot of sellers. But Amazon is not my main thing. It's the overflow effect, to be honest. Like it's not. We find better ways to capture customers' data, remarket them, send them to Amazon after. And I think most Amazon businesses should do that anyways, because they get a lot more free fucking traffic and better ROAS. Because they get more people searching their product. Amazon will be like, oh, this product is hot. It's going to rank them higher. There's a lot of like a trickle down effect from running all this cold traffic outside of Amazon.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, we talk about this all the time. I mean, it's like where the omni-channel marketing, what's better, what's your better return, native on Amazon or get captured information is, there's all those things at play. And I think for different products, there's a different blend. I think, your products, they're really important to people because they're for their pets and they want to get a little bit more sure of the product. And with your marketing, you can really help sell that product. Then they're okay buying it on Amazon. Something like a jump rope, people are just going to go to Amazon and buy a jump rope. They're going to search it. I think there's unless it's unique or does something, outside of the norm. But actually, so to jump back really quick, the stretching book / overall business that you created there, do you still run that or did you sell that?
I sold that whole brand when I was 22. Yeah, 22, 21, 22. Yeah.
So I have a question about that. What was that brand you or the program? Like, were you the expert?
Like I wrote the program. My name was on the book and all the other books, but the brand was built around like the big ideas of the books and the products and the Annabelle Academy and all this stuff. It wasn't built around like Peter Tzemis as like the fitness guru,
That was my question. So the group or person who bought your business was able to continue seamlessly with your audience that you built and everything else.
Yeah. So I'm with my bro today. He's here in Scottsdale. So nice. Everyone got to say hi. I'm in live. So just doing a podcast. So, it's all good.
I love it. So you've got the dog business and then talk about some other stuff. So Supplement Millionaire, was that talk about is this
Supplement Millionaire is a mastermind that I created with my business partner Cody Bramlett about a year and 1 month ago. And basically teach people how to grow supplement businesses from zero to we have clients doing 92 million a year. So it's a pretty big range of people. That's not a typo or no, whatever the fuck. A verbal typo. I don't know.
92 million a year.
92 million. Yeah, shit you not. Hopefully I'll get there one day, but not that way.
So what is this? What is Supplement Millionaire? Like,
so it's a mastermind. Yeah, it's a coaching program. And so because we have our own supplement brands that do 8 figures a year. And so we basically teach people, here's all the mistakes that we made. Here's all the connections that you need. Here's a manufacturer. Here's a lawyer. Here's our customer service team that we use. Here's how to be a real CEO of a company. And then eventually down the line, we're going to look to exit a bunch of brands, but that's not for years. But anyways, the whole thing is it's a coaching program. It's fucking awesome. We actually just did our live event in Vegas, first live event last week. Had about 120 people there, and then from the mastermind, 100-person dinner. It was fucking awesome. You guys should come next time.
Wow.
Yeah. Keep us posted.
Yeah.
So running a mastermind is very different. I mean, you're now trying to network, group, share ideas, help each other out. How is that, since you started that, how has that impacted just everything else that you're doing? I mean, I'm sure you're benefiting from it as well as everybody else who's a part of it.
Yeah, so it's cool because I get to see a lot of people transform, but also the supplement world is an interesting space where like the better that my clients do, the better that my brands will do, because they will grow their own customer bases, which will then promote my products, and then we'll promote their products, and everyone grows together. It's kind of a weird niche where I think of it like my mom. She loves like cooking, and she won't just buy one person's cookbook. She'll buy 20 different people's cookbook. No one is like competing with each other, you know? So supplement space is the same. Like if you have a competing product, great, but like then go, if I have vitamin D, then go make a multivitamin, make it good, and then I'll promote the multivitamin because I don't have a multi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's almost endless what you can do with supplements.
It is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy now. We've got it's awesome.
Okay, so we talk to a lot of supplement brands on a day-to-day basis, and from the viewpoint of helping them with their Amazon ads. When you launch your supplement brands, or when you're coaching people to help launch, is it the same type of launch where it is you're launching through social to a landing page, capture the sale on your own store, and then
yeah, that's pretty much how we do it right now. We don't like start with stores, then with like landing pages. A lot more profit per order there versus like a Shopify page. And again, because the goal is customer acquisition, so you want to lower the CPA as much as possible, increase the AOV, which is the average order value. And the bigger the discrepancy in the gap, the more that you can pay an affiliate, which means you can outpay your competition, which means the more customers you can acquire, which then you can remarket on the back end. It's the same anabolic stretching model. These are physical supplements.
So you're using the affiliate programs, everything.
Yeah. So we do cold traffic too as well. But when people are starting out, we teach them the affiliate model because we don't want people burning, 10, 20, 30 grand on Facebook on day zero, right? The first month, there's a lot of cash to burn for someone new. So yeah, that's why we teach affiliate model.
And it would be the same cash burn if you launched, only on Amazon, because
exactly. Yeah.
You're to drive that amount of traffic with the cost per clicks for supplement keywords on Amazon is sky high. This is a really good thing for anybody who's launching a supplement business to potentially join your mastermind or view the content that you're putting out.
Come on. We'll give you a special discount. The 2 Amazon sellers and a microphone discount.
Right on. We'll put it in the description for everybody who wants to take that up. The affiliate is interesting to me because it's essentially, if you did what you're saying and you even gave 100% commission, that's no different than giving away free product, to help to a degree. There's probably some other fees in there that you're eating. It might cost more, but it really does get the word out. And at what point, so you get to this, you get all this customer data. Now you've got brand recognition. You've got people looking for these supplements on other platforms. What does that look like when you actually do put your supplement on Amazon? Is there immediate traffic? Because
it's just immediate traffic. People are always looking for the brand already. We already have traffic. People are looking at the name. And like we try to do it faster now because to the point where people start seeing our ads, our products, and then people will take our brand, they put it on Amazon and just try to resell our shit. It's a real problem, to be honest. Like it's a fucking problem. So we've been moving a lot faster with Amazon. So we don't get people resold. We got to send like cease and desist letters. Like it's a real nightmare. So we can get on Amazon faster, but we have all this initial traffic because we're already driving traffic to the brand and people are curious about, is this a legit brand? What is this? They go to the website, but then they go to Amazon, they don't see our shit. And so it just helps. It helps. Like, again, it's a different form of capital. In this case, it's social capital, social proof capital by being on Amazon.
And so you're not doing this all by yourself. There's a lot of work. So you've built out over the years teams. How important is that? What is your strategy for building out teams that are effective in really moving these products and moving your business to growth?
Yeah, I mean, for me, at least what I've learned has been about mostly bringing people up with you. You know, it's been very rare I hire A-list talent, because if A-list talent is free, they tend to jump for like the most money. The other thing too is that A-list talent usually wants equity, which I respect because I am also A-list talent. Like I always want equity in a company. And I don't like giving up equity in general, unless it's for other A-listers that are worth it and have opposing skill sets. But in general, like I like to build people up, and it also creates an like unbreakable loyalty, in my opinion. And that's, I think, in the internet world, trust is more important than talent. So because I can train most people to do everything that they need to do for the most part. You know, everything can be learned as a skill, but like loyalty, character, like that shit can't really be learned. You know.
What are some of the main things that you're hiring for? I mean, are you hiring for like new product development or marketing?
So we do marketing stuff, so copywriters, media buyers, stuff like that. Product development, like I'm looking to hire some doctors now for new formulating of products, etc. Marketing managers or project managers has been a big one. Just have so many projects going on. It's nice to make sure that someone is just making sure that everything that I say gets done actually gets fucking done. You know, because I don't have time to follow up. I just need this done, and she just makes sure that this stuff gets done. That's how you move the business. You have the visionary, and then you have integrator. Essentially, someone comes with the ideas, someone makes sure they get done, and you kind of just swing back and forth. Integrator's like, visionary, I need this, and visionary's like, all right, let me create this, and then bring it to you, and then execute. What else do we hire for?
Where are you finding this talent? Where do you VAs, online, local talent? Where do you get talent from?
Depends on the net, what I'm hiring for. For a lot of the marketing stuff, a lot of people they follow my personal brand, so they'll reach out there, and I'll like source people from just my Twitter, from my email list, my blog, stuff like that. But in general, this is live, but it's fine. We like to find people that are probably underpaid and underappreciated in their current businesses that are working someone's like parallel, and steal them because like they're not being, or at least like give them a negotiating power to get higher worth for their shit. And just
I think that's creative. I think that the power of LinkedIn and people always poaching people. I think that's common. It's a creative way to do it too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like go after poaching people, but I just talk to people and they're like, I hate my job. I'm like, oh, come work for me. I'll pay you better. And like, and that's what I'm saying. And that's why I like to build people up, because like, I'm not the only person that does that. There's a lot of people that do that. And so you need to create some form of other like equity and capital in their kind of mindset. And then the form of that is me training them up. Like that's a huge form of like loyalty that comes in. Obviously incentivizing people with bonuses and stuff. The whole just like making sure they get paid like a good base, then they have an opportunity based on the company's performance to like double or triple their salary in a year, which no other employer does. But if they do well, and we can triple their salary, because if we're tripling their salary, that means we've probably 10x the business, which I'm totally fine to triple everyone's salary if we 10x the business every year. It's a great ROI for me.
Absolutely. Well, I got a question. When you were writing that first book, I mean, you were in college, you were getting a degree, did you envision this happening? Was this your goal? Or do you feel like you're always an entrepreneur, or did you just kind of become one?
So I was always a creative and entrepreneur, and definitely an entrepreneur. Always a creative, creating things. And I know that because I took a step away from that for a couple of years after I sold the brand, working as more of like a consultant and a freelancer for people. And this was not. It just like didn't work out with like the way I wanted to do things. People would like take my marketing advice, take my copy, and then they would fuck it up. I'd be like, I gotta do my own shit. That's basically what happened. So I've always been a creator. Yeah, always creating things for sure. Did I envision that it would be like this? No. I really just wanted to write a book, make $1,000 online, be the guy that was a writer. Watch Californication, Hank Moody, got to seduce all the girls, was a cool writer. That's literally all I wanted to do. Live in LA, make $1,000 a day basically on an ebook, which I knew was possible because I'd seen people doing it. That was it. That was the vision back then. Yeah.
Well, that vision grew. That's for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. A lot more impact now, not just about like the, get money, get bitches. So Yeah, no longer about that. Well, sometimes the money is.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
We're scaling Pup Labs. We did pretty well this month. Hoping to I'd like to get to $1 million a month by the end of the year, which would be really cool. Would be a good case study. And then eventually sell that brand in about 2-3 years. That'd be really, really cool. I've got this new clothing brand launching, which I'm wearing right now. It's called Hot Guys Do Therapy. It's like a men's mental health brand. I had a lot of therapy over the past couple of years, and it's really like changed my life, made me happier, wealthier, smarter, like all around just generally a better human being. And there's a whole like silencing of like men's voices, and there's all this like, there's a lot of empowerment for women, but there's not a lot of empowerment for men, and I'm kind of like annoyed with it. So just trying to like spread that message out there and see where the brand goes. This is the first brand I'm launching where I am doing it not for the money. I'm doing it for the actual impact, and I think it'll make the most money, ironically. So that's the weird thing with this brand. Yeah,
that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I love you.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah, but I think if I had to get to the root theme of what you do is you actually take action. You don't have an idea and be like, oh, wouldn't this be a great idea? I mean, you have an idea and then you go to town on making it a reality. And everybody has ideas.
It's a special trait.
It's a special trait, but and I think it's a special trait that anybody can do. It's just people have these ideas. I mean, you see people all the time. Oh, that was my idea. Now this company's was huge. Yeah.
No, I mean, to be successful, there's so many factors involved, but two of them are recognizing opportunity, which is what a lot of people have, but then like taking the opportunity, most people don't have. And you need both of them, because if you take opportunity, but you don't recognize it, you just don't have, there's nothing there. If you take the wrong opportunities, you fuck it up. If you recognize opportunity, which most people do, but they don't take it, there's nothing there. The third ingredient there is luck, obviously, and then the skill sets, network. And then the last one is probably a little bit of emotional damage from childhood. That's probably the last one, which is a dark one to talk about, but definitely like a chip on your shoulder somehow. Doesn't matter if you were born with a silver spoon or not. I don't think the finance would do that, but I do think like a little bit of emotional trauma in whatever form that is needed to generate a certain level of success, in my opinion.
I'd agree. Look at me now. Like I got the what am I looking for? The overcome the courage. I got courage to do it now, and like I've got a chip on my shoulder, and I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to prove you all wrong.
Yeah, not to say like you need to like have like a fucked up childhood to do it, but it can spark. But also like emotional trauma can come from like quote unquote perfect childhoods in its own way. And I'm definitely like I had a great childhood, like phenomenal. So, but we had some shit and we learned about it, and now we did better. But I can see where that piece of Peter like really helped fire up the rest of my life. Like it's definitely an ingredient in the success, and I think it
motivates you.
Yeah, because it can break you. There's a lot of people that just get broken by it, and they can't move to the next level because it's so traumatic. So it's a delicate balance of all those things. But I do agree that recognizing opportunity and then taking it is important. I mean, Hot Guys Do Therapy alone. Like we were at UCLA. I was speaking at UCLA last year, and some girl said it on stage, and like I shit you not, like I was in the seat and I bought the domain like within 3 minutes. So I have friends that can verify this. They're always sitting there like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, no, you don't get it. Because wait, this is $9. Okay. Like, so if I lose $9 on something that might never go anywhere, great. But like it's an opportunity that like I saw, and then now we got the sweaters going. We actually just placing our order today for the first run. So it should be here in about a month, and we're gonna go everywhere and see how many white girls and all the girls can we get on board, and how many older dudes we can piss off with the therapy shit, and then we'll see what happens.
TikTok, Instagram, influencers, all that in the pipeline to get this thing going.
Yeah, pretty much. And then and it's not all just like about this, because like a lot of people that do therapy also have dogs, so they will build the other side of the brand too. Like I'm playing chess too. It's not just about this. Like there is a big effect of, if this brand goes viral, it'll help with the dog brand. If the dog brand continues to go viral, it'll help with this brand. And all those lessons I learned can then be taught to the mastermind so they don't make those mistakes. So there's a whole ecosystem of like everything is like working with each other. It's not just they're all not all
Intertwined.
separate. Yeah. And then they all help to build like my own personal brand, because I'm not a big fan of just doing like the content game where you're just like make a bunch of videos and that's great. But like, what if I just built a bunch of companies and they did awesome, and then that shit can like my work builds my brand, you know?
Yep.
So yeah,
It's cool.
Fascinating, Peter. I mean, we'll get you back on here in the future when you've got 10 more projects.
let's do it, man. I think like another like we'll do it in like a year. And we can see where everything I said
See where
either
you
worked
went.
or totally crashed and failed. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
find out.
Oh man, this has been fun, and I know that you've piqued a lot of interest in people that are watching or listening to this. And we will make sure that we have all of your links in the description of the podcast and or of the video where people are watching, so they can go check out all the things you're doing. But man, Peter, thanks for joining us. That was
man. Thanks for having me on. This is awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to do it again. And yeah, I like doing these podcasts to record it because I can say a bunch of shit and I can see if like it came out true or it's just like, nah, you're just a dumbass.
It is true.
Find out in a year.
It is.
Yeah.
There is something to that. I mean, it's like, I mean, that's everybody's kind of fear of taking a leap is like, if you tell people you're going to do something and you fail, you know, that's part of it. But you got to rise above that. Yeah, you're going to fail. I mean, you published a book that made one sale. I mean, who cares? You've moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I had a lot more I didn't have as much to lose back then, right? Now I have like if I published a book now and made one sale, that would be a fucking nightmare. That would be an absolute disaster. I mean, it'd be impossible, but like it would be a disaster.
Yeah,
so
it is impossible. You already learned how to publish a book with one sale. You won't do it again.
Exactly. We'll get two at least, you know, 200% increase is not bad.
I love it. Well, Peter, thanks for joining us. We will talk to you again sometime in the future, see what's going on, but we really appreciate it. And thank everybody for tuning in to this. We really enjoy trying to bring you really neat stories of people that are succeeding and their stories. So it's been a lot of fun, Peter.
Yes,
we'll talk to you soon. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a good one.